I'm Cringy.
Hey, I'm Megs.
And for New Game Plus, we're here at BAM9 this weekend.
Battle Arena Melbourne's essentially a global premiere event which sees international players fly all around the world, including the locals as well, especially to get points towards their entry in the Capcom Cup.
So we're going to be speaking to all of the people behind the big tourneys of the weekend, as well as the sponsors and all of the volunteers to see how BAM9 comes together. So let's go and have a look.
Bring it on. With Matt Edwards, who is the community manager for Capcom in the UK. You've flown here all the way from England. How are you loving Australia?
Yeah, this is my first time in Australia. Great meeting all the FGC types over here. A very passionate community. I've got to meet some of your top Australian players. So I've got to meet Falco, Somniac and Mim as well. So some of the interviews I've done for the Capcom Fighters YouTube channel. But yeah, it's great to be here. Over a 20-hour flight from the UK, so still feeling a bit of the jet lag, but I'm in Melbourne. It's the first time I've ever been here. It's awesome, yeah.
Awesome, glad to hear it. 20-hour flight, that's a brutal mission. Very nice. Yeah. How are you feeling as BAM9 being a global premiere event? Is it up to your standard?
Yeah, I mean, compared to a lot of the events I see in Europe, this is one, it's just as big. So excellent venue, the tournament, the TO seems to really know their stuff. Everything's running flawlessly, all the brackets are well seeded and all that kind of stuff. So.
Literally everyone volunteering here at this event has been part of the Couch Warriors community for years. Yeah. They are veterans of the industry.
The fact it's got a 9 in the Battle Arena Melbourne tells me that they've been around for a while.
Heavyweight champions, that's true.
Yep. Yeah. So who was the champion of Battle Arena Melbourne 8 last year? Do you remember that one? Or?
I definitely do not remember that answer to that, but it was definitely an international player.
Okay. Yeah, but you've got obviously the Capcom Pro Tour now being a premier and all these points on the line. Asia's come out in force. So I've seen Daigo, Takedo, Sakanoko, Xian.
Yeah.
All the former Evo champions are here, so they're all gunning for those points. So
it's 400 points. It's nothing to laugh at. It's a big deal.
I mean, if you get 400 points this year, it's pretty much almost going to guarantee you to the Capcom Cup in December. So
I'm really impressed by the turnout this year. It's huge. The numbers are bigger than and better than ever before.
Yep.
But essentially, you've been with Capcom for years now. Can you tell us a little bit about what your role as a community manager involves?
Yeah, so I manage Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Dead Rising, Okami, and Devil May Cry. So obviously some of those are a bit more active than the other ones. But yeah, it's been really good. I mean, community management's there's quite a lot of social media involved in that. So I'm always
interstate travel, international travel.
I mean, I got to travel Japan, America, all around Europe last year. So there's a lot of traveling. I mean, I'm kind of a esports manager and a community manager at the same time. So I do a lot of stuff for the Capcom Pro Tour. And I also do more kind of regional stuff just for the Dead Rising 4. I'll make videos of that and put them on YouTube and do streams and stuff, and just manage all the interactions on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So
that's huge actually.
Yeah,
how do you find BAM9 comparing to other esports tournaments you've been to in the past?
I mean, obviously we're not talking evolution levels, the amount of all the players and stuff, but it's definitely just as passionate. I mean, you've got all the other fighting games in there as well. There's a great space for Street Fighter 5. There's plenty of setups. I've been able to sit down between interviewing the players and just play sets of Street Fighter 5. A lot of the local players as well. So yeah, really professionally run. It definitely feels like a premier event to me.
I totally agree with you. What's your favorite element in attending conventions like this?
I mean, just getting to meet the community, basically. A lot of these guys, both Man and K-Brad, I've met them before in the past. It's just getting to hang out with those guys again, making new friends within the Australian scene. So I went out to a Chinese restaurant last night with all the.
I saw the photos, looked amazing.
Yeah, that was so good.
Where was our invite?
Somniac knew that this good place, so we hooked us all of us up, and said
who you know in this world.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So just got the Ubers, went down there. It was nice, just chilling out, just talking about the game, talking about life, and just having good food as well. So.
I totally agree. I think all the attendees that come to this event feel the same way. Yeah. It's a huge family event where everyone's really close, and it use this kind of thing to get better and excel at sport.
I mean, playing the fighting game is just a part of coming to an event like this. It's more of an experience. So you do get to meet your heroes that you've seen on stream. There's all kind of cool merchandise selling in there as well. I've seen cool art cards of Shim and Kuma, someone's made up and selling them. Like you can go to the Razor booth and like play against like infiltration.
That's
on the
huge.
stream.
What an opportunity. That's great value, I think, when you pay to play these things and you get to experience playing one set against a pro player. That's like a dream, I think.
And Red Bull's here as well, so if you want to like drink like your body weight in caffeine, then it's.
I got the shakes. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
I'm a diabetic. They ain't got any sugar-free Red Bull. I always hate that. I come to these events and Red Bull never brings the sugar-free, so like I can't.
We'll hook you up.
Free drink. So.
Awesome. Well, Season 2 is well underway for Street Fighter V at the moment, and there's lots of characters being released and DLC on the reg at the moment.
Yep.
If you could pick any classic player to be released soon, who hasn't already, who would you pick?
Ooh, I mean, I've always been a Balrog main, so like I do like the fact that I've already got that kind of like base covered in terms of like my favorite character. But in terms of like Street Fighter history, I mean, this is one that's probably like echoed through the community quite a lot as well. But I want Sagat back from Street Fighter 2.
Nice.
The Muay Thai
Good
King.
call.
Yeah, I want those kind of like the tiger shots, the tiger knees, tiger uppercuts, all that kind of stuff. That if I have my personal wish fulfilled, it'll be Sagat.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Matt. I
No,
really
thank
do
you.
appreciate it.
Cool.
Enjoy the rest of Battle Arena Melbourne 9.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
BAM9 wouldn't have been the same as what it was without the volunteers and tourney organisers running things from behind the scenes, so we made sure to catch up with them on the Sunday.
I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, I'm exhausted. Like yesterday I had 4 Red Bulls, thanks Red Bull, but I'm off that now. Too much Red Bull is
You get the shakes of like coming off that stuff. Nice one.
Well, this is the first year that we're at the Melbourne Convention Centre.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's a really, really big step up.
It's a huge step, and it's such a beautiful space for it. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, of course. You can see like everybody's saying, oh, it's so spacious, and I think it really just got to the point where the community got so big that we just outgrew our previous venues to the point where it was like, stifling that we really needed to find somewhere bigger.
So I first started playing in 2009, which is quite a while ago.
How old was I? How old were you?
I was like 17.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess the Smash community's been involved with Couch Warriors all the way back. Certainly when I started, it was a Couch Warriors tournament. Sort of really intimately involved with Couch Warriors has been sort of the last year or two. We have like a Melbourne Melee, like a few of the Melbourne Melee players get together and organize stuff on top of what Couch Warriors do. We pretend like we're a separate entity, but sort of a lot of the time it's very intertwined.
How do you see BAM9, well, BAM in general, Battle Arena Melbourne, progressing in years to come now that we've got to this level of scope and size?
The progression will be heavily tied to how the developers plan on supporting it as well. If we look back many years ago at the origins of like the fighting game community, and not just in Australia but all around the world, it was like as grassroots as it gets. It was just like a bunch of dudes and we just came together with our consoles and we played games. But now, we're at this point where we have, companies like Capcom who are running the Capcom Pro Tour. Like that is, a competitive circuit that is fully endorsed by them. We're having their premiere event here today. I think the progression of the fighting game community will heavily depend on how the developers decide to support us. And this direction that Capcom has taken, I think, is the correct one.
Everyone in the Smash community knows that BAM's the event to come to. And again, shout outs to everyone in the Couch Warriors team, everyone who's not directly in the Couch Warriors team who's contributed. I think unless something crazy happens in the next sort of 24 hours,
Yeah.
I think we'll keep that
You pulled this
reputation.
off. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Looks like it's going all right.
Blood, sweat and tears, but worth everything. But thanks so much for your time, Alex. The exhaustion setting in. It was a pleasure having a chat to you.
Thanks very much, Megan.
So I'm here with the esports team Darksided at BAM9 this year. How's it all going today, guys?
Yeah, it's going really well. It's an amazing event.
This is Matt here next to me, and Max and Steve. So Max here is the co-founder with Matt for the Darksided team, and Steve is, I guess, AKA general manager. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no, I look good and do nothing, but I've been doing a lot and not looking so good, so not so great.
For those people that aren't really familiar with Darksided, can you guys give us a bit of a rundown about how you came about and the history of your team?
it's kind of been a whirlwind since we started it up. We're all just friends playing games together one day in a team, and then all of a sudden we got the great idea to make an esports organization out of it, kind of kindle our love for esports, because a lot of these guys don't live in the Sydney area or the Melbourne area, so they didn't get a chance to be as big a part of esports as most, so it helps everyone kind of stay connected with the scene and keep doing what we love.
So you guys play FGC, like fighting game stuff specifically, that's why you're here at Battle Arena Melbourne, but you guys also have CS teams, and any others that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, we have 2 CS teams. We have a female one, and then we just have the regular one. The regular one's actually in London at the moment, and we also have a Smite team as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you've been entering in the Smash tournaments and Street Fighter 5. How do you feel about your performance today and this weekend in general?
Look, I think everyone performed out of their minds. We had both Somniac and Falco break into the top 32, finishing around that high 20 mark, and really proud of their efforts. Both ZG and Wasminator, not even being a Street Fighter main, both made losers finals, which is a huge effort out of both of them. Of course, ZG had a very stacked pool, had to go up against Infiltration. Unfortunately, we know how that one went down, but these things happen, right? So, yeah, and a lot of experience for them all. I know this was a big learning event, especially for Falco. He's in a bit of a character crisis right now as Chun did get nerfed, so he's trying a little bit of a He's just trying things out, and he made us aware of that when we came into this, and we're happy to support all his decisions and how he chooses to play out the game he loves.
Awesome. What do you guys think of Battle Arena Melbourne 9 this year compared to others in the past?
We actually didn't come to BAM9. Yeah, this is my first BAM. Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, it's been a great experience. The venue's great. Like, this part of the city's awesome. Everyone's friendly. Yeah.
What part of the FGC do you guys love the most about this type of event?
Oh, it's all really good. Every crowd seems to get really hectic. Everyone pops off. I think the Smash side and the Street Fighter side is all really good. Yeah.
I can't even do with the screams. The atmosphere this weekend is insane, and this afternoon is when finals are coming for both Smash and Street Fighter Tekken as well. It's going to be out of this world, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think, would you guys be able to give the viewers here a bit of a rundown of how they can find out more about you on your socials and stuff like that?
Pretty much, you can check us out at Twitter, _sided. That's basically where we post a majority of our stuff. Also on Facebook, and I think we use Instagram a little bit, but not as much. Our main point of contact is Twitter. So, of course, if you want to check us out there, we also have the website, darksided.gg.
Remarkable website.
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
darksided.pro.
Awesome. Well, good luck, guys, at this weekend, especially for finals this afternoon. And thanks so much for your time today talking about BAM.
That's cool. Thanks for having us.
As BAM continues to grow, more and more things are being added to the mix every year, and so this year we had the opportunity to speak with some of the people that made up the Artists Alley. How's your show been so far?
It's been really good, actually. I think BAM Artist Alley wise has been a bit quieter than most other conventions, but that's a good thing for me because it means I can take breaks and go and watch exciting Smash Bros games.
Why did you decide to come to BAM9 to set up a stall? You're at GX. Is this how's this compare as a convention to some of the other ones you've been to outside of size?
The reason I'm here is because, well, firstly, I was thinking about coming anyway. I'm from the ACT, which is a bit of a way away, but I was thinking of coming anyway because I really like Smash Bros, for starters. I really like watching competitive Smash Bros, especially Smash for Wii U. And I've got friends here as well. I've got a friend over in Street Fighter. I'm hoping he wins. So, it's an appealing event for me anyway because I love gaming, especially competitive gaming. But the tournament organizers were kind enough to invite me to set up a booth, and so I thought there was a really good excuse to come and, show my stuff off and hang out here. Yeah.
What's it been like being in the room and feeling the vibe?
Oh, well, for starters, I've been sort of in and out of the Smash community for quite some time, and it's quite close-knit, especially in Australia. And so I got to hang out with, friends from all over the place, which is awesome, and catch up with people, which I love doing. But also, the crowd's very loud and very excited, and there's a lot of hype. And, the last match I watched, I was shaking through half of it because it was so exciting. So, yeah, I mean, that's the difference. It's very much more intense.
What sort of reception have you got from people at BAM today?
Surprised. Yeah, I guess, really? Because honestly, I've never seen a sculptor in conventions, which is kind of sad, It's good there's not a competition, but it's also sad there's not a community for it in Australia. Yeah. So it's good because then people come over and they're like, oh wow, there's handmade sculptures. I've never seen that. when I started it, I gave myself about a couple of year and a half ago. Like I gave myself like a full year, quit playing video games, watching TV shows, and just did this constantly to get my skill to the level it was required, so that people would appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, and I think I'm almost there. Not there yet. I'm not happy with it, but then started like improving and let my improvement to speak for itself on social media.
Right.
And they also reach out to like more popular artists and do collaborations and other people supporting, and then it's slowly building up.
How does BAM as a place to exhibit kind of compare to other conventions like Supernova Melbourne that you've been to?
Well, BAM is mainly focused on like, let's say, fighting game, community game.
Yeah.
So to have things that are from those, I say IPs, it's a lot more popular here. So for example, bringing things from Nintendo Smash or like Street Fighter, it's a lot more likable here. So I would probably say it's always good to have like everything. So based on each convention, you take those things, to those conventions.
I'll leave you to it. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
I'm here with Dan, aka BERZERK, who is the ex-president of Couch Warriors, a strategy director for Battle Arena Melbourne 9 this year. How's it all been going this morning?
Well, this morning is a little more easygoing because it's Sunday
Day 3.
Day 3, finals day. People are having their sleep-ins to come spectate later on, but there's a few tournaments running and it's still a lot of energy in the room, so it's been fantastic.
Firstly, I just wanted to say a huge congratulations to yourself and the entire volunteer team for creating such a professional premium event at this stage. It's going off without a hitch and the whole thing has been seamless, and I think it has to do with everyone really coming together and being a part of something everyone loves fully. And yeah.
Oh, it's community effort, that's for sure. And the energy comes from when people go on, all right, I really need to do my bit, and they see the results here, and the passion just drives it.
Can I ask you a few questions about your history with Couch Warriors and where it all began and how we are here, why we are here today?
Yeah, well, Couch Warriors was formed by two boys named Brendan in uni, Zan and Loki, and hopefully they'll get to visit today. That they started Couch Warriors 10 years ago at uni, and it grew to go out of the uni meeting rooms into places like the John Curtin Hotel upstairs band room, that's where I joined the organisation within a few months in 2007. And I was already playing fighting games at a professional level in Dead or Alive, World Cyber Games, Championship Gaming Series. And I found, I've got a home base. I've got somewhere where I can play with the community, and that's what I love. So I just started volunteering.
Yeah. I think everyone here that's part of the community has always just done it out of volunteer and for love. Yeah. What was the vision for Battle Arena Melbourne 9 this year compared to others in the past?
I can sum it up in 2 words. It's Big BAM.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been outgrowing our previous venue for a few years now. Like we've gone from like 600, 700, 800. We're on the cusp of, we're now at like 1,200 people through the door for this event. So we knew we had Capcom Pro Tour Premier event status. We knew that Tekken 7 was coming and that Bandai Namco were keen to work with us and make it a big thing. And we have our Smash community and other communities just going on strong and growing. So it's just necessary. We had to go somewhere, and the gap between where we were and where we are is a big one. But we talked about it, and the whole community got behind it and took the lead.
Where do you see Battle Arena Melbourne going in a couple of years from now?
Well, we'll be back here again next year, and we'll be filling out the features of the show and perhaps adding some elements like we might have a PC LAN section. We've got Artist Alley and we've got cosplay, so we'll keep improving on those sort of elements.
Absolutely, it's like a mini convention. It's kind of awesome.
That's right, yeah. So we want it to be a fun gaming festival for everybody with tournaments at its core.
And finally, what would you say to people out there that are considering coming to something like this but have never made the leap to venture out into the FGC community?
Oh, for sure. The first thing to do is don't be afraid of whether you're good enough or not. So
that's a massive barrier, definitely.
Yeah, because we have heaps of casual PlayStations, and in terms of the tournament itself, if you enter a tournament and you lose the first round, what you get to do is talk to your opponent, because we're a very friendly community and you sit right next to the other person and go, how was that? What did I do wrong? What can you teach me? And people are so happy to help and have people learn, because we just want more of you. Like, watching at home is not the same, playing at home is not the same. Like, I often tell people when they're playing online, okay, that's great, now come to an offline event so you can play the real game, because it's so much better.
Well, thanks, Dan. I really appreciate your time today, and congratulations on such an amazing event.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Thanks, Megan.
Cheers.
And that's a wrap for BAM9. It's been a crazy weekend, hasn't it?
I can't believe it's Sunday. It's actually pitch black outside, and we are standing here, and we survived.
We finally got through the 3-day onslaught. It's been hectic.
This smile is legit. It's not caffeinated, guys. Although, thank you, Red Bull, for all the sponsorship and free energy drinks.
All of the events over the weekend, there was so much going on, right? Like with Tekken 7 happening.
It was the most amazing setup. Like, I've never really seen anything like it at that sort of scope. We had heaps and heaps and heaps of console setups ready for anyone to play for free on the Friday night. But essentially, anyone could enter the tournament over the weekend, and the finals unfolded today, which were a huge success.
Insane.
The screaming was mental, but essentially, I was really pleased to see the fact that every setup was full consistently across the weekend. I think the feedback in general was really positive about Tekken 7, and it's going to be a really successful launch in Australia, especially because of BAM.
Yeah, for sure. And as well as that, we had Street Fighter 5 finals just now, and we also had Smash down the end of the hall.
Let's just stop for it and talk about that for a second, because the screams were unreal. Like, at any one point, we had the Smash Melee, Smash Wii U, and the Tekken and Street Fighter 5 finals like unanimously going on at the same time. The screams were crazy. There was not a seat unsat on, pretty much. Everyone was glued to it and just enjoying every moment. It was what everyone here had been working towards. I think at that point when we all could stand back at the end and say, we bloody did it, I think it's a great feeling to know that it was such a polished, professional event, and we should all be extremely proud of ourselves of what we've been able to achieve in just over a year.
Yeah, for sure. And on top of all of the fighting stuff going on, which is like the core pull of BAM, we had the artist alley and we had the cosplay events as well.
Yeah, it was incredible. We had a really tight unit of artists come and showcase all their work and be able to sell art that people are really appreciative in the game, like with the fighting game theme. But we had this incredible cosplay competition, which we were really proud to announce the winners of, with 3 top finalists that got to win Oz Comic Con passes, a little bit of cash money. But I got to tell you, like, these people were telling me that they've spent so long on their outfits, but they actually weren't really avid cosplayers in the past. Like, this is probably like their second event they've ever really entered, but the caliber was next to none, and I can't wait to see how many people are going to do this next year.
And on top of that, like, Couch Warriors isn't just BAM. Couch Warriors is a lot more than just that.
Exactly. So Couch Warriors is actually a fortnightly and monthly kind of event where people in Melbourne get together during the year, all year round, to get better, play locally, and meet people in the FGC community. So it's a great way if events like this aren't really your thing, and it's kind of too like loud, too many people.
Yeah.
They're a great opportunity to meet people without that kind of attention. But not just in Melbourne. These types of things do happen in Sydney, Brizzy, WA as well. So definitely do some Googling and find your local community if you're really interested in that.
And on top of that, we had the New Game Plus stage on the BAM9 show floor, and we were bringing to Twitch all sorts of crazy events, as well as the cosplay parade. So for sure, if you want to see that and so much more, go to twitch.tv/NewGamePlusTV or newgameplus.tv/stream. If you want to see the upcoming episode, well, no, this episode. If you want to see this episode and all of the other stuff that we do from events and gaming in general, be sure to check out newgameplus.tv and youtube.com/newgameplustv. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/newgameplustv, and on Twitter @newgameplustv. It's been an absolute blast, Megan.
I've got to be honest, we've really had a lot of fun making this footage for you guys. We really hope that you take a lot out of this BAM Battle Arena 9 premier global Capcom event, and please definitely don't hesitate to check us out on Twitch as well. But Jack, it's been great.
It's been fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Enjoy.